Charn, the fourth-year man from Southern Miss. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. Okay, there's a tone setter. First play from scrimmage, stuff him in the backfield.
You know what they were doing last night in the hotel room? Visualizing exactly that. That's what they were thinking about. Making that play, having leverage, lower than the offensive lineman, getting into the offensive backfield, knocking someone down. Just what you said, setting the tone early for this game.
Jeez, you are fired up.
When I see a play like that, I can't help it.
And this will go as a gain of 7 as he gets it to the 30-yard line.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start, getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
Now throwing on third down there, but he cannot connect. So the defense able to get off the field here on third down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on third down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. Taking it about the 16. A good return there. Call it 13 yards. And the Bears take over. Trubisky brings the Bears up 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. On the ground with a rookie from Iowa State, David Montgomery. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
On 2nd and 9, Trubisky. That's complete right side to Gabriel. Good work after the catch, gets him 15 and a first down.
That looked like a pretty good route combination there because you've got to find a way to clear the guy running the drag, because when you do, you can just put the ball on him and then let him run.
He's got some space. A play fake to Montgomery. Now Trubisky. Oh, he got position on him, and he pulls it in. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
So here's a 1st and 10 now in Raider territory at the 42-yard line. Here's Davis running right. He's got the first down here inside the 30. And he'll finally be taken down at the 18. Good yardage as he rumbles for 24 and a first. Even from up here in the booth, the play-by-play guy could tell that there was some pretty good blocking on the right side of the line.
Well, you have good eyes, and it's almost like a ballet when it's executed that well. Everyone in the right spot, everyone in sync, everyone hitting the perfect notes. A little more percussion and a lot more bass, I would think, than you get your normal ballet. But at the same time, that was well executed.
Back to the ground, this time Montgomery. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. In on the stop, it's Tahir Whitehead.
All right, quick observation, Brandon, because early on in this game, I'm seeing linebackers playing with their noses close to the line of scrimmage.
And my guess is the wheels are turning on that other sideline. As a play caller, you're filing that away right now, aren't you?
Yeah, you're trying to find that opportunity later on when you can play action them or stick something to them between the 2nd and the 3rd level.
His throw caught right around the 6. 12 yards there and a first down.
His passing's been on point on this drive, hasn't it? Been very accurate, gotten the ball downfield, gained nice chunks of yardage. But now, in this situation, the field is really condensed, partner. So if he's going to throw the football, that could be pinpoint here.
Well, I was going to ask you about that. Field shrinks, has to be sharper, but it's been a good opening drive so far.
Now they just want to see if they can cap it off with the bell ringer and put it in the end zone.
They come up here with another shot from the 6-yard line, and it's 2nd and goal now. They try again with Montgomery. He gets him a little bit closer. He takes it from the 6 inside the 5 to the 4. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you. Rush in. Rush in. Rush in. Bang, 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 bang.
On 3rd and goal, Trubisky. And he's got his man. That's Robinson. Touchdown, Bears. Allen Robinson. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. Extra point right down the middle. And it's now a 7-0 game. Now after the touchdown, here's Pinheiro to kick it off. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And on the first drive, 3 and out. And I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically, what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. DeAndre Washington, his first carry. 2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead him to 3rd down.
That's all about doing the dirty work right there defensively. 2nd and short yardage, that's all about plugging those gaps, not giving a running back a crease to run through, and has a nice job to hold him just a couple and force a 3rd down.
So 3rd and 2, and I count 6 defensive backs out there. Now the Bears electing to call a timeout defensively. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. The Bears bring out an extra defender in the secondary now for 3rd down. On 3rd down, Richard. And he will have a first down here at about the 40. 7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks.
And the Raider first down. 1st and 10 at the 40-yard line.
Down. 185.
After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. The Raiders with the football here to begin quarter number 2 as they've got it with a 1st and 10.
What down? 180. 58 right there. Touchdown defense. 93. 93.
They fake the handoff. Now Carr trying to lay one up deep. And that'll wind up incomplete. Trying to give his man room to run under it, but it's 2nd down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
On 2nd and 10. Carr. And he comes back with one complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Like Antonio Brown, Tyrell Williams came to the Raiders in March. Came up the coast from L.A., where he caught 41 balls last year with the Chargers. His best year was 2016 when the Chargers were still in San Diego. Over 1,000 yards, 7 touchdowns, and the Raiders really have high hopes for this 27-year-old receiver. And he will not get away from the pressure here. Carr taken down. Akeem Hicks at 6'5", 332 finds his way home for the sack. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on second down. Here's Carr. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down. Seventh play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on third down. From the gun, it's Carr. Oh, he's going to go for it all. And it'll be intercepted. Eddie Jackson picks it. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Well, they didn't exactly show patience there, did they? Just down a score, they come out firing right away and compound things by throwing an interception. They put their defense in a really tough spot.
They'll start on the ground with Montgomery. Fights forward for only about a yard up to the 21.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size and these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
He's going to float this one deep right side. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be third down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
After an incomplete pass on second down, that'll leave them trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Now a third down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. And he was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And this is a unit that, to be frank, doesn't look like they've woken up yet. I mean, a punt and a turnover on their first 2 drives.
And I think the game's starting to take shape a little bit now. And I'm going to take it into the basketball world. When you're having trouble scoring or moving the ball in basketball, what do? Get it to their best player, right? Find a matchup, create it, exploit it, and try and move the football.
From the 31, Carr. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field, and that's caught inside the 30. And they do finally get him, but he takes it to the 25. For an offense that has not found the end zone yet, that's a big play.
There's the spark right there. The big play that they needed. Now they've got to go ahead and finish this drive and put this ball in the end zone.
This will be caught inside the 10. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. Another nice gain, 16 yards there, and a first down again. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. Here's Jacobs. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. Josh Jacobs, his second touchdown on the season, as they are now on the board here in the first half. And there you go, nothing really too complex. Block, keep your assignments, let them run it in. They did it.
Fundamental football. Good blocking, beats good tackling on that play. End result, touchdown.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And we are tied at 7.
Let's go! Let's go! Let's go!
The Bears take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency. Move the ball at least a few times on offense. Get a couple of first.
And the Raiders have got him.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19.
Check 59, Mike. 59.
Now Trubisky. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. He was trying to find Anthony Miller there, and it'll bring up 3rd down.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the second quarter, a lot of time to change things. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Call that a gain of 38. A big march forward on the 3rd down conversion. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. All knotted up at 7. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. No room to be had there on the first down run as he's lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage. Tyre Whitehead, top 10 in tackles last year, up to make the play. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10.
Hey, exit.
Out of the gun, Trubisky. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked up by Carl Joseph. He's got a convoy, and he might be gone. And the Raiders are in for 6. Touchdown.
Well, partner, I do know this. If you're a defensive back, you have more chances to make a team now than ever because people are using 5 defensive backs, 6 defensive back packages. Not exclusively, but way more than before. That was a nickel package there, and what a pickoff.
Why is that? Why are they using that more?
Because more people are throwing the ball on earlier downs than ever before. This has become a passing league, and because of that, more defensive backs on the field on most plays.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
The Bears take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. That 7-0 lead of theirs short-lived as they've now given up 2 straight touchdowns to fall behind by 7.
Yeah, but no cause for
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Credit the sack there to Arden Key.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
After the sack on first down, Trubisky, and the pressure gets to him again. Maurice Hurst in there to drop him, and sacks on 1st and 2nd downs now leads to a 3rd and long. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
Check 55. Hey, defense, let's go. Mike 55, Mike 55.
No run call here. They'll look to throw instead. And he is going to bring this back inside the 20 to the 18-yard line.
You're trailing. You're trying to get points late in half. I absolutely understand that. But remember, it's all about the ball. And without the ball, you can't get those points. They just turned it over.
Now you got to be careful because that deficit can get a little bigger on the other side with that good field position they just took over with. Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. And he's not going to go anywhere as they get him down behind the line of scrimmage. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Now Carr. His throw caught right around the 6. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half.
First and goal at the 4-yard line.
They come out here in the I.
50 seconds, come on. Check me out.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up 2nd and goal. And they'll burn the timeout with 5 seconds left. A chance to try to add 3 points before heading to the locker room. So on 2nd down, the field goal unit is on here as they try to get 3 before half. From the right hash, and this one just a chippy. Last season for Carlson, bit of a strange rookie year. Won the Vikings job, then was let go week 2 after going 0 for 3, but he picked things back up.
Remember, he was drafted to cure their kicking woes, and he ends up going 0 for 3 against Green Bay, including the potential game winner. Gets cut, picked up by the Raiders, 16 for 17 the rest of the season. I'd say at the end of the year, a pretty good success story.
Final play of the first half, barring a penalty, as they come up on 1st and 10.
You got nothing today. You got nothing. Mike 55, Mike 55, Mike 55. He can't hang. He's not going to get me.
Final play of the half, it's Trubisky. Going up top. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked up by Gary and Conley. So we reach halftime here in a 10-point game. As it's tough. And now due to apparent time constraints, we fast forward to the beginning of the second half. As they say here in London, all to play for as we are back underway in the second half. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And last time, 1-play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling. Because a 1-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, get a little confidence in him, and let him fling another one.
Well, he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. And he'll wind up taking this all the way down to the Raiders' 29-yard line.
Sometimes those lines that are drawn on a grease board or in a playbook, they come to life out on the field, don't they? And we just saw down that outside handoff to the right.
That right tackle, he gets excited for that call, doesn't he?
He does, because he just wants to dominate his guy and say, listen, I was the point of attack. I took care of business. That's why you're able to get downfield and add all those yards to your total.
Yeah, really nice gain there. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 29. Now it's Trubisky. This will be caught inside the 10. And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. Anthony Miller, his second touchdown on the season, as they are now just an extra point away from making this a 3-point game. Point after, right down the middle. And the lead's down to a field goal at 17-14. Now after the touchdown, here's Pinheiro to kick it off. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point
kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him at contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through. And he'll go down. The Bears get there for the sack. Leonard Floyd able to record his 5th sack of the season. Well, they were coming out of the 4-3 defensively. Pressure coming off that right side from the DM.
And that's the blind side of most quarterbacks. If you're right-handed, that's the side you don't see quite as well. And that's why you rely on your left tackle, maybe your highest-paid offensive lineman, to take care of you. In this situation, that didn't happen.
And they work this well upfield across the 45. 25 yards that time.
And the game just keeps evolving. Big guys running those corner routes, so difficult to cover.
On first down, Jacobs. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40. 11 more on that one, and another first down. 24th pick in the spring by Oakland was Josh Jacobs. Only rushed for 640 yards last year at Alabama, but when you consider the offensive depth chart they had, it makes it understandable. So young, won't turn 22 until February, and they're really hoping that the veteran presence of 30-year-old Doug Martin can be a guiding light for Jacobs. Another big hitter there, this one good for 18.
First and 10 at the 24-yard line.
Now, 280. Max 59. I don't think you got it, son. Shoot.
On first, here's Washington. And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up second down.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Here's Carr to throw. Oh, he'll want that one back. Incomplete. He doesn't drop too many in that department. 3rd down.
But plain and simple, that's the 2nd time today that he's dropped a pass.
And that one, I think, maybe even a little easier than the earlier one that he dropped. Surprising.
Was this game announced as a night game prior to, and maybe his rhythm is just off? He's got thrown off. He's got to wake up, enjoy the sunshine, and go play.
So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8.
Get in the weight room. Get in the weight room. Hey, foxtrot, foxtrot. 59.
Shotgun now for Carr. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Kyle Fuller. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
After the interception, here's Trubisky. And this is Gabriel on the catch. And he's brought down, but not before they get it across the 20-yard line. Right off the bat, it's a first down to start the drive, 12 yards.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders, hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or?
Better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
And all the way down to the 36-yard line. A huge play there for Chicago. Give him 42 yards on the ground. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Now Trubisky going to give this to Montgomery. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. And Marquell Lee with a stop defensively.
Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 30.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Now it's Trubisky. Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Gary and Conley. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
The Raiders take over 1st and 10 at their own 1-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, it does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
They'll keep it on the ground. Richard. And he'll get it up to the 12-yard line here. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down. A tight game like this, such a tough spot for the offense to be in. Even though they have the lead, Charles, back up so close to their goal line, they got to protect the football.
And that's when you have to take care of your team with play calling as well. Not a lot of misdirection, not a lot of counters, not a lot of plays where you have extra ball handling. Get it right to the hands of your running back. Tell him to take care of the ball and try and move forward.
So a little more space to operate now. 1st and 10 from right around the 12. Working from the gun, it's Carr. And he fires one incomplete. That pass just a little bit off. It looked like maybe he tried to force it in there.
Game speed, always different, no matter what you do in practice. Can't simulate it, right? So your decision-making, everything has to be a little bit quicker. Sometimes it can throw you off until you adjust.
Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. To throw again. Carr. Man open left side, it's Williams. And a short 3-yard pickup gets him up to the 15. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down. The last catch did get 3, but they're still left needing 7 yards on 3rd down. From the gun, Carr. In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. Khalil Mack, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. Here's the Raiders punter now, as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. Fielded at the 33. 12 yards on the return that time. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And in enemy territory last time through the interception. We'll see what they do on this drive.
Can't wait to see how it alters what they decide to do in play calling. Do they continue to throw the ball? Do they want to lean more on the running game? It'll be an interesting sequence of plays that they've got coming up.
Does it often affect the play calling with the interception? How much does that change what you do?
I think it does, depending on why the interception was thrown. Sometimes it's just a matter of the defense made a great play, so you continue to come back. But if it's on you, if the offense just doesn't have the confidence, if they're a little bit shaky, maybe try and take the pressure off and run the ball a little bit.
Now this one complete downfield on the left side. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to third down.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
Throwing here, Trubisky. Able to find Shaheen, the tight end. Touchdown, Chicago! Adam Shaheen, his first touchdown on the year. And the Bears have retaken the lead. So on third and medium, they dial up the pass, and it works to hit the end zone.
And it's really not a surprise to me. That's a throwing down in the NFL because of how tough it is to run the football. But what offenses like to do is still show run formations to make them respect it and throw out of those. In this case, they took a nice shot at the end zone and made it pay off.
And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Derek Carr, 3 fourth-quarter comebacks for the Raiders last year, and they only won 4 games total, so they've got some experience dealing with tight ones. Back to the air on second down. It's Carr. And this time he's got the hookup. It's complete. This is 3rd and 2. Maybe the biggest play in this football game. To throw is Carr. He gets it to Brown. Complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. That catch puts him over 70 yards receiving now as he's got a first down.
First and 10 at the 43-yard line.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. On the draw, Richard. And 3 yards there, takes him to the 45.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Now Carr. It's caught by Crowell. So a nice job to break the 1 tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down.
That's a gain of 5.
And the big guy catches the ball out of the backfield, and oftentimes that's quite a surprise to the guys playing defense because not ordinarily thought as a pass catcher, it often works when they decide to dial it up.
Pressure, and he's taken down. A Bear sack. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So it's Raider football as we get you reset. Down 4 late. Got to go for it here on 4th down. He'll look to throw, and he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Khalil Mack, and the Bears are going to get the football back, and they're going to get it in great field position. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
36, 36. Lock in, lock in. 1-3, 1-3. Greystone, Travis. Check.
Now Davis. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. A Chicago first down there on a gain of 11.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. A give to Montgomery out of the gun. Well, I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
Second and 11 at the 24-yard line.
You'd have to think likely another running play coming here, 2nd and 11.
Let's get it together, defense. Let's get it together.
They'll keep pounding here with Montgomery. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. He gets them a little over half of what they needed. Now they're looking at a 3rd and 5.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
The Bears on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. So this one in the win column for the Chicago Bears. And you've got to say, CD, it was the defense who had a big part in the W.
Oh, without question. When you force 4 turnovers, you get to enjoy the spoils of victory, don't you? It's rare that you force 4 turnovers and lose a ball game. That's almost unheard of. They carried this one home. You talk about celebrating with each other and being in a position where going forward, all you think about is, let's get 5 next time. They're going to be on the hunt.
So for Chicago, they boost their record up to a strong 4-1. And now it's off to Heathrow as they get set to fly back to the U.S. in a couple hours. Meanwhile, for Oakland, they drop below 500 to 2-3 with a loss. And perhaps fortunately for them, they'll get an early bye next week and come back to action in Week 7. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.